Now it's time for the Rant Wheel. You know how it works. We spin the wheel. Wherever it lands, we rant about the topic. This week on the wheel, we have The Bachelorette, Daylight Saving Time, Hachette walkouts, the new BMW logo, Trump's census ads, the CDC saying don't touch your face, coffee, and can dogs get coronavirus? Let's spin the wheel. It has landed on The Bachelorette.
Okay, so The Bachelor's coming to an end, and it's been a terrible season, and everyone on it is 24 years old. But that means they have to announce the next Bachelorette, and they have chosen a woman who is 38 years old! This bitch is 38, and yes, she has been on the show 3 times, but that means she really needs this, okay? This is it for her. Her name is Claire Crowley. Is she related to the Downton Abbey people? Sure, let your mind run fucking wild. Who cares? She's a hairdresser from California. We all know this woman, all right? She deserves love. She deserves happiness. We're gonna see 40-year-old men fight for her. This is incredible. And the thing is, I was like, oh my God, I'm on the fence about this. The 2 suggestions I had was The Bachelorette and Shaq's hair. That happened on Tuesday, but the primary was so crazy. It's really fun. You should go look it up. Shaq is a national treasure, and if you hate every candidate, you should write him in. But I was not gonna do this, and then I saw Fox News came out with an article against this woman, and I was like, I love her. I hope she finds love. I can't wait for it. 38 years old, this is a magical moment, and ABC is obviously doing it to pat themselves on the back, but I will watch it, and everyone in Alabama will not, and that makes me love it more.
Let's spin it again. It has landed on coffee, suggested by Yassir.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. And my man, it's liquid relax. And that's exactly my point. I don't think that, like, there's certain things in life we should get behind. Elizabeth Warren, absolutely. Coffee, I just don't understand the reasoning behind getting up and being like, I need to start my day with a panic attack. It does not make sense to me. Like, everyone, there's a whole industry where it's just like, don't talk to me before I have my, and it's like, your bills are due. That's why I'm talking to you. You haven't given me my half of rent. I'm telling you now, coffee does not matter. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something to be said about someone who, any kind of personality trait, you know, when people are like pizza or bacon or any of that stuff, coffee's the one that, like, we've all kind of been like, you know what, it's fine. And I'm going to argue that it is actually the worst. It is you're drinking mud that is poisoning you, and we're suddenly like, you know what? That should be $10 every morning. Like, why? You wouldn't do that with anything else. It just seems so absolutely insane. It's disgusting. What's the plus? Is that you're gonna make a billionaire more money by working harder? That's crazy. You're drinking coffee so you can work harder in the morning for a corporation that does not care about you. You know what I'm saying? If anything, show up drunk. That's a thing. You know what I mean? But wake up, drink. Like, I don't know. We should be calm. We should be relaxed. We should go into the day with, like, a natural energy and spirit and be, like, happy to see one another. But instead, we're just these weird, ugly zombies with brown teeth being like, hey, did you watch the game last night? You know, like, I don't get there. Your breath stinks. It messes up your clothes. You're sweating. I think you're nasty, which is way up on the list. For those of you who have literally no idea who I am. I would just, like, and I mean, I just feel like we need to, like, get off of all the things, and this is going to sound so Tom Cruise for a moment. We're just pumping our bodies pumping our bodies with stuff at all times. And I think that there's something to be said about just starting the day with water and like letting your body wake up. And like, we shouldn't ever like, I don't know. Can we stretch? Is stretching okay? But instead, it's just like, no, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to throw a flaming hot cup of garbage down my throat. And then hopefully I make it in time so some boss that doesn't care about me can tell me that I need to make copies. I don't know. It just this is going nowhere other than the fact that like I think that we are getting ripped off at all points, because again, I could throw some nutmeg in a cup of hot water and be like, yeah, this is coffee, and we'd be like, oh my god, thank you so much. Like, you wouldn't know the difference. That's the other. Anyway, I don't like coffee, and you should not either.
Counterpoint. This is a cruel world. All right.
Yeah.
Full of demons. And Porsche Cayennes. Climate change. Children. Primaries that end up with the two best options. I wake up, and yeah, I'm tired. Why am I tired? I probably had trouble falling asleep. Why did I have trouble falling asleep? Because I like Diet Coke, which has caffeine in it. Because Diet Coke is a very sweet drink. And I've realized at some point that if I have Diet Coke with every single possible meal, and every bite of every possible meal, and I'm having aspartame with every sip of Diet Coke, means that I'm turning every single bite of food I eat at every moment of my life into an ice cream sundae. And so I have a little Diet Coke before I... Stop looking at me. Don't talk to each other. Don't commiserate. It's almost over. And so I have trouble sleeping, and so I wake up tired. But I still have to go to the gym. Why? Because everyone says John and Tommy are hot and I'm funny. I don't want the noises that you make. I'm not looking for your help. Just listen. And so if I want to work out in the morning, maybe some who, look out from their window on their helipads can take time to naturally wake up and let their body tell them when it's time to get moving. Some of us don't have that privilege. Spin it again. It has landed on Hachette walkouts. So earlier this week, Ronan Farrow, Me Too avenging angel, man who pulls off a light gray tuxedo, deeply frustrating. He learned earlier this week that his book publisher, Hachette, he wrote the book with Little Brown, Catch and Kill, a book about abusive men and what they'll do to control the story and prevent women from speaking out and smear women who tell the truth. A book that also talks about what Woody Allen did to his family and the abuse that his sister suffered. A story she's told for 3 decades, corroborated by a ton of evidence, a ton of contemporaneous accounts. He discovered, because of it was reported publicly, that Hachette had secretly acquired the rights to Woody Allen's autobiography, a book that a bunch of publishers passed on because, obviously. Not only that, they obviously kept it a secret from Ronan and from Ronan's editors and like a bunch of really talented and brilliant women who cared deeply about working on Catch and Kill, which went on to be an incredible bestseller. And the publisher was incredibly proud to have worked on it, called Ronan and said, we're so grateful and so proud to be able to participate in this incredible project with you. Meanwhile, that entire time, a few people inside Hachette knew that they had bought this kind of bargain basement Woody Allen memoir in quotes for those listening at home. And Ronan and Dylan, his sister, put out statements basically saying, this is incredibly unethical conduct. Ronan points out how unprofessional it is for them to be secretly working on the book by the abuser while also publishing and profiting on a book about what that abuser did, a book about the importance of changing the system so that men like Woody Allen can no longer smear and impugn people without any consequence. Now, all of that happened earlier this week, and then something amazing happened today, which is dozens of people, particularly women, who work at Hachette, who work at Little Brown, the publisher, the imprint that published Ronan's book, who work at Grand Central Publishing, the imprint that secretly acquired the Woody Allen memoir, walked out. They walked out at 3 o'clock today. I didn't know what was going to happen earlier in the week when this story broke. It was really sad and heartbreaking for the editors, like these wonderful women who took such pride and worked so hard on Ronan is the hardest working human being I have ever met in my entire life. When I say that he worked tirelessly for 6 months, I mean 16 hours a day, never sleeps, only thinking about one thing, very annoying, late for dinner, every goddamn time, no explanation. We're not talking 10 minutes, we're talking 45 minutes. And it was like, why are you late? He's like, I'm solving patriarchy. Like, fine. And now I'm not allowed to complain? Can I at least order calamari before you get here? The answer is yes. So I just want to thank the good people at Hachette who are defying the will of, I think, what amounts to really like 2 men at the top of that organization that made this not just like unethical and unprofessional decision, but economically moronic decision to let best-selling 31-year-old journalist Ronan Farrow go to other publishers to publish the last book of an octogenarian fucking pedophile. Thank you to everybody who walked out today, and it makes me excited about the fact that inside of organizations, there are women who are willing to stand up for what's right, and the old way of doing things will change, even if certain men haven't figured that out yet. Let's end this show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to Megan Gailey. Thank you to Yassir Lester. Thank you to all of you.